So the purpose of the Leadership Project is for college students to come for a summer away and just get a lot of training in, what are some practicals or some structural disciplines, but more so ultimately in learning spiritual disciplines like evangelism and Bible study training and things like that, to just know more of who God is. And from an overflow of that, be able to bring it out in these practical ways of like, oh, this is what it means to study the Bible, and I do this out of a motivation of love.
A week at Leadership Project typically is set up where in the mornings we'll have training sessions, whether that is learning how to share your faith, learning how to study the Bible, being in a discipleship group together, all those different things. And then in the afternoon, they go to work together, whether that be at Disney or Chick-fil-A or somewhere.
So this summer I went with campus outreach to Orlando, Florida. We worked at Disney World and Chick-fil-A. We built relationships with our coworkers, and we spent a lot of time learning about the Bible through just different talks.
And learned more about Christ and about our faith, and tried to further our faith through meetings and through evangelizing through our workplace in public. Specifically for me, God really worked in my life in a way, revealing my brokenness to myself, just showing me how broken I am without Him, and revealing my sin, just laying out my sin in front of me and being like you really are just completely broken without me. And that really was a very humbling experience. And through that, I was able to understand what grace looked like and what it felt like for the first time.
At Leadership Project, God worked in a lot of ways. One of my coworkers, her name was Fiza. Me and a couple of the girls were able to hang out with her outside of work and study the Bible, taught her how to study the Bible. We gave her a Bible, and in return we were able to have some traditional Indian food with her, which was really cool. But it was just really cool to see God work in that way and talk about her past and what she believed in.
I think the training that the students get translates really well back to the campus because they are learning tools and receiving training that will help them not just back on the campus but in life in general. And so learning how to share their faith and learning even just how to start conversations like that and build those relationships would be super helpful back on campus, whether that's in their dorm or whether they work back on the college.
He definitely stretched me on trying to get over my fears of sharing my faith with strangers in public. Just because I know a lot of people more people are, I think, more scared of sharing their faith with their friends just because it's kind of awkward and it's like you know them and they think they know you. But just kind of going out to the Tanger outlets, which is what we did, and just sharing our faith with random people, it was definitely really hard. I definitely got a lot better with that, and to the point where the end where I'd find somebody on a bench by themselves and I'd go up and just start a random conversation with them and eventually get to the point to where I could, share my faith with them, share my testimony with them.
God stretched me in a lot of ways. One way in particular was getting to know some of the college students and peers of my own age and relating to them and working through my own sin that I didn't really want to work through, but sin towards other people and within my relationships towards God. And so that was probably the biggest way that God stretched me.
This summer's theme was revealed, and it's because we were in the book of Ephesians, and there was a main theme about the mystery of Christ revealed and how over the time of the beginning, even with the curse of man, to pointing to Jesus ultimately coming, that this is what all of the Old Testament, all of the Bible has been talking about, and it is that Jesus would come to save those who are lost.